Hi everyone. I want to give you a little look at my craft show booths over the years. These are not all the booths that I had because I did not take pictures in the first few years. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm coughing. No, I don't have coronavirus. Okay. And at the end, I'm going to show you some show sales I had in 1993. And I found a little notebook, and all my other stuff is packed away. But I found a little notebook that had my 1993 sales in it, 27 years ago. So I will show you that. So we're moving slowly here. I need to talk more. I did my first craft show in 1972, but I don't have any pictures until like the 1980s. And when I first started, my booths were just a covered table. And they didn't really have any rules or anything about how your table could look or how your booth could look. And when I got into the big shows, they wanted you to really decorate, and I went way overboard and overdid. And I wish I had some pictures of those, but I don't. So we're going to start probably with the 1980s when my mother had made these green tablecloths for me, and she made them to fit the tables. She was very good. And here I am. This is one of my first shows, and I don't remember where this was, but from the looks of it, I think it was in the old Civic Center in Savannah, the old one downtown, not the one out on the island. And that would be with not with Christmas Made in the South, Carolina shows. Great people to work with. This is Carolina Craftsman in Columbia, South Carolina. 1994. I'm getting a little better with the trees. Matthew was 7. He loved going to do the shows with me. This was a nice show because I could drive home and drive back. We didn't have to stay in a hotel. And this is at the fairgrounds in Columbia, right across from the big stadium for USC. This is also a Carolina Craftsman show in 1994, and there's little Matthew again. As you can see, at that time, we did not have to have side curtains. They just had the low side curtains, and you could look down the row of booths to the end of the hall because nobody had side curtains. And then we all started doing side curtains. Now, this one was at the South Carolina Festival of Flowers, about half an hour from where I live in Greenwood, South Carolina. And you can see I had a lot of plant sticks, and this was, I believe, in July. I don't remember the year. Oh, I sold a lot of plant sticks. And you can kind of see the boxes my dad made for me right there by Matthew. This was in Augusta at the Julian Smith Casino, just a little one-day show. Um, It's not a casino. It's just like a hall where people meet, and it's right on Lake Olmsted. But it's really nice inside. But it was a one-day show. We did okay there. I don't remember the year. Again, Matthew in the picture. These must all be from 1974 because he looks like he's about, or 1974. No, 1994. He wasn't even born in 1974. But he looks like he's about 7 or 8 in these pictures. So this was, I think this was in Charlotte. I'm not sure. Not sure about that. This is my sister. We were in Winston-Salem. She died 2 years later. She was already fighting breast cancer here. She'd lost all her hair, and that's how it grew back in like a little afro. She looked so cute. And that tree on the side, my father made that. That's wooden. She helped me quite a bit. And that's me about 20 years ago in Columbus, Georgia. The old Ironworks building. Very interesting building. Good show there. Very good show. And see, I have my racks now. See the racks in the back? And I also use these little racks down here. They are, oh, this is Augusta, Georgia. my favorite show because it's 30 minutes from home and very easy to go to. And I have the very first booth when people come in the door and they just mob me. It's wonderful. I love it. But the racks I'm using there, besides my big racks, are just simply the ones you get to put in your closet, and you can configure them any way you want. My son in the back there without his beard with his girlfriend Claire, and that's Eric, his best friend, and my niece Amanda in the front. And Amanda has one of her daughters is named Claire, and she is in the Easter pin, earrings, and bow center video, and she's also my model for the silhouette video. And now I'm just going to show you how some of the things look on the rack. Now I would use the letters to write out Merry Christmas Augusta or whatever town I was in. And by the end of the show, you couldn't tell what it was writing, what was written, because people would take the letters off the rack because I would run out of the other letters. It was always fun. And there came a point where I bought boxes to put all my ornaments in. Everybody got a box. Well, I thought people wanted boxes, little gift boxes. No, they didn't. Most of them would say, "Oh, I don't need the box. I don't need the box." So, okay. Here's another. Oh, and I had a little sign. The only thing I accepted as payment was checks and cash because at that time it was just really difficult to do credit cards. Now, the trick with the boxes, if you do the boxes, don't put the lids on them. Keep the lids like in a bag or basket under your table and then just add the lid as you sell it. Here's some family ornaments hanging up. Oh, I sold so many family ornaments. And you can see I used paper clips to hang things up. I eventually changed to the black paper clips. And here are the boxes again. I had the ornaments in the boxes. And now my display is getting simpler and simpler. It takes a good 6 to 8 hours to set this thing up. Macon, Georgia. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite shows. Right behind the curtains, there's a walkway, and there's a door to a big storage room, and it has a private bathroom. So you can imagine if you're doing a craft show and you have your own, well, it wasn't just private for us, but the other crafters in that row knew about it. But to have a bathroom where you could just not worry about leaving your booth for too long, it was great. Again, this is the Columbus, Georgia show in the historic Ironworks building. It is beautiful in there. And that's Eric sitting there. He was helping me that time. And you notice you can't really make it out, but I've got the Merry Christmas Columbus sign up there. This was in Charleston with Carrie Ann, who always looks very bored, but she was an excellent worker. And she has this really red hair, and people would just go up and touch her hair. And I felt so bad for her. This was a very, very small booth. It was only 8 by 10. So we really squeezed a lot into that booth area. This is Savannah. I don't know the year, but I think I had a booth and a half. And Eric and Matthew, they must be pretty young because Matthew does not have his beard yet. And again, see the sign, Merry Christmas, Savannah. Hard to make out. This was a big mistake. I had done the Yellow Daisy Festival in the 70s when it was in the horse stalls, and it was horrible. But in 2009, I decided to try it again, and it reminded me why I stopped doing outdoor shows. Everything got filthy. It was hot. There were porta potties. It was terrible. This is the back of the boxes my dad made. They're slanted, and I could put all my money stuff down there, my bags, my pens, my papers, everything. It was great, and the customers could not see it. So that was very nice. And I had those boxes for like 30 years. They just got to the point where they started falling apart, but oh well. Here's my son. He and Richard walked to the top of Stone Mountain, and the yellow daisies were everywhere. And you have to walk up a trail. I think they have what's it going up there where if you can't walk. And during the slow periods, we played with Super Sculpey, and a lot of my designs originated there during the shows. Eric, for some reason, wanted to make a hand. Carrie Ann did this little person, and I did the pumpkins. And I've done a lot of other stuff at the shows. And I got to the point where I just started taking pictures of what I made so I could reuse the clay. This is at my house in my little workroom. I call it my workroom, but I'll say it's my home studio. And that is Samantha, who is now 18 and going to graduate from high school. And she has a soccer scholarship to college. Yeah, she didn't last too long with the clay. She wanted to get into soccer. Yeah, we made the 100 pins, and I donated them to a guild workshop in Florida, and they never thanked me or acknowledged them, so what the heck. And here's Matthew all grown up. This is in Macon again. And there's a story behind that. One day maybe I'll tell you what he and the show promoter's son did that weekend, but not now. Here are my total sales for 1993. And they were more like around the $50,000 mark because I forgot to write down 4 days in Columbia and Greensboro. I was probably very busy and just totally forgot to do it into my little notebook. I thought I'm going to do little notebooks and do all my numbers. Oh, I hope you can see them. I think you will. But the numbers were very good for that year. Now, I have to warn you, this was a good year. Most of the years were either a little bit less, maybe a little more, but there were years where it wasn't too good. And that's the nature of the game. You just never know how much you're going to make. And that's tough. So if you can't go with the flow, as they say, and some years have bad sales, don't do this. Get yourself a job. But I did okay. I managed. I paid for my house, paid for my car, made my payments, did okay. My son got through college. So, but yeah, those weren't bad numbers. And back in 93, I was only selling the ornaments. I think all my ornaments were under $10 back then. So that's a lot of ornaments that I sold. And I hope this kind of gives you an idea of what my booth looked like, what I did. It was a very quick video. I hope you like it. And I'll be getting back to doing tutorials with the next video. And at the end, I've got a little thank you to all the people who helped me, because I had lots of people who would help me. They would just, if you're personalized, you cannot do it on your own. You have to have somebody with you at all times. So, and they would do the bagging, take the money, write down the name so I could personalize, and they were all wonderful and helped me out a lot.